Monarch Bay home just sold for over $13 million. Inflation came in much cooler than expected this morning, and we may have just seen the peak for the 2026 buying season. Let's break down exactly what's happening here in the Beach Cities market update. In case you're new here, I'm Simon Guy, your local realtor here in the Beach Cities, which we've defined as Dana Point, San Clemente, San Juan Capistrano, and Laguna Niguel. Weekly, we break down what's happening in the market with active inventory, pending inventory, sales in the last 30 days. If you have specific questions, don't hesitate to reach out. I would love to help you win in real estate. Let's jump into this week's market update. This week's high sale was 92 Monarch Bay Drive. It sold for $13,250,000. It was on the second row from the bluff in Monarch Bay. Monarch Bay has been the most frequent neighborhood on our high sale list this year, and there's plenty of reasons why. Located just south of Laguna Beach, residents enjoy one of the best private beach clubs on the north end of the Strands Beach there at Monarch Beach. It has incredible ocean views and a lifestyle that is hard to replicate. I also have a theory about Monarch Bay. The homes are the just right size. They aren't 12,000 plus square foot monsters that are really hard to maintain. And they're certainly not too small. They offer luxury without excess, which is why I think this neighborhood continues to attract so many high profile buyers, including a lot of your favorite NFL quarterbacks. Let's take a look at the Beach Cities numbers that matter, where we follow the pulse of the market. Active listings across all price points grew just a little bit this week to 443 properties, while in escrow properties fell to 177. It now appears that we can establish the peak of buyer demand for the 2026 market, which was on June 25th when we had 210 properties under contract in escrow. But let's compare this week to this exact week last year. Last year we had 536 active listings with 185 properties in escrow. So today buyers have nearly 100 homes less to choose from. So even though demand numbers have cooled off a little bit since our peak at the end of June, the Beach Cities market still feels considerably more competitive than it did a year ago. Here's something else that I find interesting. Last year, our inventory peak was that same week. June 26 of 2025 was where we saw the most homes active on the market last year. But this year, demand peaked instead. My expectation is that we're going to continue to see market supply build modestly over the next 4 to 6 weeks, where we'll soon find our peak for the inventory, and then inventory will likely trend down towards the end of the year. There was big news in the mortgage world today. The June CPI report came out this morning, and it came out much cooler than expected. Headline inflation fell to 3.5% year over year from its 4.2% in May. This was helped a lot by the sharp decline in gas prices, even though I know here in California we really haven't felt the savings yet. Core inflation has also eased to 2.6%. That's a meaningful shift after 3 straight months where inflation was running hotter than expected. So while the Fed has been leaning hawkish, today's reporting does seem to change the tune a little bit, where we did have some Fed members that were hoping for a rate hike this month, which those hopes had driven our mortgage rates up to our year's high at 6.75%. With the good news today, they've already fallen to 6.7%. Hopefully we continue to get some more good news on inflation and some mortgage relief here in the next few months. The next Fed meeting is July 29th, and today's report will definitely be a major part of that Fed meeting. This week's deal of the week is 21 Via Jubilar in San Clemente. Located in Talega, this home offers 3,723 square feet, 4 bedrooms, 3.5 baths, a 3-car garage. It was built in 2008, and it's just listed for $2,575,000. Finding a newish home built here in the Beach Cities with this size, around $2.5 million, is becoming more and more rare. I have a feeling this one's going to move quickly. If you'd like a private tour before it's gone, give me a call. That's this week's Beach Cities market update. We'll be watching the numbers closely over the next few weeks to see if we get our seasonal high of inventory and if today's inflation report brings some much needed mortgage rate relief. If you're thinking about buying or selling in Dana Point, San Clemente, Laguna Niguel, or San Juan Capistrano, I would love to help you find the custom strategy that fits your needs in this real estate market. And if you enjoy these weekly updates, make sure to subscribe so that you don't miss out on next week's report. I'll see you then.